got a bowl with some gummy bears. These are just the Haribo gummy bears. You don't need an insane amount because these are going to like triple in size. Keep that in mind when you make this. And I've got my Sprite. This is actually a lemon Sprite. Wait, is every Sprite lemon? The more you know. I really didn't know. I don't drink Sprite. When we pour the Sprite into the gummy bears, this is supposed to fizzle and there's gonna be like a chemical reaction. And then over 24 hours, they're going to expand. Ooh, why is this steamy? Why is this acting like it's gonna be launched into space? I'm not sure if I should put this in my gut. I have a gut feeling. So we're gonna pour the Sprite into the gummy bears. Oh, it's like a party in there. Why are they making noise? Kind of love it. It's ASMR-ish. I did this in a glass bowl because I wanted you to be able to see it, but I don't think you can see it. Can you see it? You can definitely hear it. So you're supposed to wait 24 hours, these triple in size or quadruple in size, and then you put them in the freezer for 3 hours. When I went to the store to buy the gummy bears, I saw a product that gave me a completely different idea. This might be the craziest thing we've ever done yet. A giant gummy bear. This is a gummy bear XXL. Okay, that's fatphobic. It's oversized. I'm like, I get it. Mega is enough. It doesn't have to be mega XXL. This is crazy. It is essentially a giant gummy bear. And my idea immediately was, what happens if I put an insane amount of Sprite? Is it gonna make a giant crunchy gummy bear? So we're gonna give that a try. This is our giant gummy bear. It is beautiful. It is so satisfying. It's quite difficult to get this out. The gummy bear saw the Sprite and was like, hell no. Out of all ways to go, this ain't gonna be the one. Look at this texture. It's kind of incredible. I'm kind of making progress here, trying to get the gummy bear out. We have to just do this very slowly so it doesn't break. This whole thing costs like $30. If there's a gummy bear you don't want to ruin, it's this one. I don't want to decapitate the gummy bear. We did it. This is a giant gummy bear. If this works, we're going to transform this giant gummy bear into crunchy, freezing candy. I'm so excited. The bear, probably not so much. Take me out of my misery, please. I'm gonna grab the gummy bear, put it in a bowl. I'm going to add Sprite on top of the giant gummy bear. Okay, so we're gonna add the Sprite. That is mildly horrifying. It's fizzling in a really strange way. It is submerged in Sprite. This is one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. It's giving medicine commercial, like aspirin. Did the gummy bear just fart? This actually should have a little bit more Sprite to be fully covered. That's almost there. And then I put it in the freezer for like 6 hours. We are going to reveal both of them straight from my freezer. This is... So here we've got our freezer gummy bears. I did put them on parchment paper. Oh my god, not gummy bear bark. This is gonna be the new recipe for Christmas. They look pretty cool. It's like 4 times bigger, maybe even more. Let's give it a try. It melts in your mouth. No gummy. Wait, you need to listen to this. Let me give you ASMR of the crunch. It's not too sweet either. It's kind of like the perfect sweetness. I do not know how to describe these. It's giving freeze-dried candy, but it's not freeze-dried because it's actually frozen, you know? It's cold. It's also impossible not to eat one of these with your mouth wide open. It echoes in your head. I like them. It kind of tastes like ice cream. It's almost like eating foods from a video game. That's exactly what it is. You know when you're playing like a candy-themed video game, Candy Crush? Imagine eating one of those candy. Imagine the satisfying texture that would be. Exactly that. The moment everyone's been waiting for. And by everyone, I mean me and my dog, who was sitting there watching this whole thing very confused. The giant gummy bear. I wrapped in parchment paper and I will say something strange happened, which is it kind of reduced in size after I removed it from the Sprite. It was smaller. But this is our frozen. It looks like a giant Sour Patch candy. It's like a meet and greet for Sour Patch Kids. It's a giant gummy bear. It looks deep fried somehow. Oh my god, I need to get a bite out of this. Oh, look at the back. Oh my god. It's a giant freeze-dried kinda gummy bear. I need to bite into this. I need to know what the texture of this will be. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. It worked very similar to these, just a lot bigger. Oh my god. Wait. It's like the texture of those on the outside, and then it's like it's got a filling. On the inside, it's real gummy bears. It's almost like filled with jelly and ice cream on the outside. We've invented the greatest thing ever. I am a genius. Listen to the crunch. I can't hold this any longer. There's just a giant gummy bear sitting in my living room. This is amazing. This went better than I could have ever expected. Not only it works, but it creates something new that is filled with jellies. I need to bite the face for you guys before my hands freeze. Technically, I think this is meant to be used for an individual portion of lasagna, but we're gonna use this to make chocolate, and then we can just stick it out. And here I've got my chocolates. I kind of want to do exactly what they've done, so I'm going to create like a little effect with the white chocolate. If it looks weird to you the way I melted the chocolate, I do not like to microwave chocolate. I used to be about that life, and I'm not anymore because I always burn the chocolate, and chocolate is expensive. So I tried to create a design with the white chocolate, and this is what it's giving. It's not bad. It's artistic. Me in school trying to convince people that I'm not weird. I'm artistic. Now we're going to use the dark chocolate. Now, how is the dark chocolate not going to stick to this? I can't listen to TikTok for everything. I'm gonna freeze this for a minute. And now that this is frozen, it's a lot easier to show you my artistic skills. To this, I'm gonna add a large amount of dark chocolate because this is going to be what's going to basically create the foundation for our chocolate bar. So I'm just gonna go with a large amount. I'm gonna say this is a good amount of chocolate for this. I'm just gonna smooth it out. I'm just gonna move the chocolate around now without ruining the white chocolate design, if you can call it that. But I'm gonna put this in the freezer while we work on the filling. So this doesn't take too long. For the filling for the chocolate, we're gonna start with this. It's a pastry, it's called kataifi. I believe it's used in Middle Eastern dishes, and it's very, very interesting. I've never seen anything like this because it kind of looks like a pillow, but this is pastry. That's pastry. What I've done here is I cooked mine in some butter, around 1 tablespoon of butter, and it creates the most delicious, crunchy mixture. And it's just wheat and butter. So I'm gonna start with the kataifi pastry, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please extend forgiveness. I am trying my best here. It's not intentional, so you can't be upset. I don't know why I love the texture of this. I love finding new things through my videos, you know? I want a lot of crunch. And this right here is something that I would actually die for. Pistachio butter. So you're supposed to use a pistachio spread. I used 100% pistachio butter. That's around $15 of it here, and I'm not exaggerating. This is basically going to be the filling. We're going to combine the pistachio spread with the kataifi, and listen to this. It's still crunchy, but it kind of becomes like a spread. The closest thing to the texture of this that I know is like a Kinder Bueno. Imagine a Kinder Bueno paste. I don't want to overly mix this, but this is kind of the consistency that we got to. If I mix this too much, I know it's going to get soggy. Here we've got our chocolate that is now completely solidified. Like, this was so quick. If this seems like a lot of steps, don't be scared. I would tell you. I'm the first one to be like, I'm out. I'm gonna place my pistachio filling on top of the chocolate. This better be crunchy when I bite into it, because this is expensive to make. If this is not worth the ingredients, I'm gonna be so mad. They didn't tell me to do this on the video, but you see how I left a gap around the filling? This is because I want the chocolate to fully close. I'm really trying my hardest here. So I think this is kind of like the secret ingredient to try to recreate the Dubai chocolate, and these are my favorite cookies growing up. I don't think you understand how obsessed I was with these. I would eat 2 packs of these. They're kind of like rolled wafers, so they're extra crunchy. Look at this. Do you see how there's a lot of air in between? That makes it super crunchy. So I think we're gonna crunch them up. These crunch up really well. Not a difficult task, not too messy. It's just going to be a really thick chocolate bar. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Am I going too crazy? Potentially. We just gotta close this with more chocolate now. This is the moment in which we basically used all the remaining chocolate. So I might have to mix some with the white one because I don't think I have enough, but I'm gonna try. Oh my god, if I mess this up, there's so much pressure now. This is going to be the thickest chocolate bar ever. Hopefully there's enough to cover this whole thing. Okay, there is enough. I'm gonna swirl it a little bit in the bottom. Oh, it's kind of beautiful. It's going to be a hefty chocolate bar. If this doesn't come out of the mold, I am actually going to myself on camera and change the trajectory of everyone's lives. I'm gonna move this to the freezer like I'm Meredith Grey in that episode with the ticking bomb. And this is our replica of the Dubai chocolate. This better come off perfectly. We're gonna prepare some of this. It's making sounds that I don't think it should be making. This would be great ASMR, but I'm terrified. If I wasn't terrified. Oh my god, It's coming out. It is probably even more beautiful on this side, the side that we went a little bit messy, but this side has like a marble effect. It's giving Carrara marble. This is a type of marble. It's giving that. This side is giving Home Depot. Not the Italian kind, but marble nevertheless. If you want to gift this to somebody, this would be an amazing Christmas present. Remove the sides. And look at this. What an amazing gift to give to somebody. I made you your own crunchy chocolate bar. I'm so scared. How do we break into this? Do I just go for it? Oh my god, I'm so scared. 1, 2. It will not break. I might need a knife here. We did it, and it is beautiful. It is filled with that pistachio, hopefully crunchy filling. Man, please tell me this is gonna be crunchy. It could be less thick, but I love the look of it. I think it looks more expensive even than the ones I've seen on TikTok. Like, we've out bougie Dubai. That's what we've done. Oh my god. It tastes like Kinder Bueno, but pistachio, it is so good. Let me give you the ASMR of the center. I'm eating like a cow, eating grass, fresh grass in the morning. It's very good, wow. I hate to say it, this bougie expensive chocolate is as delicious as it is hyped. I will never make this again, but I would definitely eat this again if the opportunity rises. Damn it. Okay, I gotta stop now. Dangerous. So I bought these French croissants. They literally are French, like they came from France. You kind of make them in the oven, and I left them a little bit pale because I think this is going to overcook with the cookie dough, right? I don't know, maybe not. I'm gonna try to slice this. Oh my god, if I ruin this, the whole thing is ruined. This is because I underbaked them. This is my fault. Why are they so hard to slice? I've kind of done it. Oh, they're slightly underbaked in the center. Not the Sushi. We just gotta stuff them with cookie dough somehow. All roads lead to Rome. If Rome saw what they're doing with croissants, not all roads would lead there. Some roads would lead to a cliff. I woke up at 6 in the morning to make this cookie dough. Please absorb the effort that I put into these videos, you know? Half joking, half serious. Like, I don't know why I'm like this. I use Belgian chocolate on the inside, so I know this is gonna be good because I really want this to work. I'm just going to basically shape my cookie dough. I'm gonna add loads of chocolate chips. I'm doing a slight different technique, and we're going to stuff the croissant with it. So it will be bursting with cookie dough. It's filled with cookie dough on the inside, and there's just a regular croissant on top, and then we're going to wrap it around it because that isn't enough. I'm gonna grab some more cookie dough. I'm going to separate into two. It's almost like a patch. We're going to do some patchwork. This is either gonna work or look horrifying. I can see this turning out two different ways. Why did I want to be bougie and make my own cookie dough? So in the end, your croissant would look something like this, which is kind of horrifying. It's ugly to look at. So I'm gonna do the other one as well, exactly the same way. Maybe try to do this a little bit nicer. This seems like the kind of thing that people are lying about. There is no way. This is not gonna taste like burnt cookie dough. That's what I think. But I do want this to work. These are going to be our croissants. This looks so stupid. This is what it's giving before it goes in the oven. The first one is still the nicest one. 15 minutes in the oven, and how in the hell is this croissant not going to be reduced to ashes? I don't know, but I will report. Confusion. Mine look better than what they did on TikTok. Like, to the point where I'm starting to believe this is what they came out looking like. They slightly resemble mudang if you look at it from a specific angle, but at the same time, I think they look better because they don't look burned. Am I delusional, or did I kind of do a better job? I think my cookie dough was just superior. The other ones looked so burned. Mine actually have all the white colors. Let's break into our crookie. Oh, it's still flaky. The cookie dough is like, it's melted into the croissant. Is this fully baked? Let me break into the other one. The cookie dough is still wet. Maybe it's how this is supposed to be? I don't know, I'll risk it. Do you see the shiny cookie dough in the center? I don't know about this. That is delicious. Oh my god. It's just underbaked. But it's too hot to be like dangerous, you know? It tastes hot. It's not cold or anything. It's just the way it is because it's in the center. It becomes like a filling. Like you can see here, it's not raw. It's just, it becomes a filling. It's delicious. It's really, really good. I hate this pretentious Crookie, Rookie, I don't even know what else they're gonna come up with next. This pains me. It's physically painful to tell you how delicious this is. It's like a solid 10 out of 10. This one is broken a little bit, just looks so like satisfying, and then it's dough in the center. Man. I've got a bowl of kettle chips. I'm not sure if it's important. What is the difference between a kettle chip and a regular potato chip? I don't know. And we've got our baking tray. So I'm gonna create a layer of potato chips. These are just plain flavor, like the original ones, which I never ever buy. I want this to be accurate. And now I've got some blue cheese that I got from Aldi. And I am so scared of blue cheese. I saw this TikTok video where someone's eating blue cheese. They spilled some in their car, and then like the car was covered in fungus, and then they had to go to the hospital because they got a fungus infection. I hate the smell of blue cheese. I hate the look of it, and I hate the concept of it. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm gonna cry. This is my biggest fear. I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat this. It's actual fungus. To make Chippy Boys, you're supposed to crumble blue cheese on top of these. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. Maybe the Chippy Boys is the friends we made along the way. Because I don't want to taste this. Maybe the Chippy Boys is facing our biggest fears. This is why I'm wearing gloves, because I do not want this to be in touch with my skin. This is the potato chips with the blue cheese. I hate the smell of it. I hate the look of it. I hate everything in this moment in time, but I want to give this a try for you guys. And also, if you love blue cheese, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I respect your culture. I'm just scared of your culture. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna guess like, what, 10 minutes?
Actually, with blue cheese, you don't need to cook it to kill the fungus. The blue veins in the cheese are created by edible mold cultures, which are safe to eat.
But let's say I still want to kill it.
Most molds are killed at temperatures above 60 degrees Celsius.
I think it's ready. Here we've got our Chippy Boys. Kind of smells like a graveyard, strangely. The potato chips can actually be cooked for a lot longer than I thought. They don't burn, even though they're like triple cooked at this point. So we're going to add our Chippy Boys to the bowl. And if you're asking, if you hate blue cheese, why are you doing this? And honestly, I don't know. Logic doesn't seem to be the trend here. If you guys been around for a while, this is basically all the cooking that you need. The last step to make the Chippy Boys. So this is an Italian balsamic glaze. It's more like a reduction, and this one is orange flavor. I think you can also get strawberry, pear. There's a bunch of different flavors. We're just gonna add it on here. Ooh, okay. This part I can subscribe to. That somehow makes me forget. Let me add loads. And we're going to toss our Chippy Boys. You know what? Maybe. Just maybe. Now it smells like vinegar. In a good way. It should look something like this. Oh, they are chunky. They are chippy. They are boys. Or girls. Why are they gonna be Chippy Boys? What if they're they, them? So that is it. We got to the part of the video where I have to face my biggest fear and actually consume blue cheese. He's so brave. Oh my god, I can't do this. No. I've reached my limit of adulting. Everything about this is, Jesus, give me strength to carry on with this. I want to go throw up right now. The balsamic vinegar is the only thing that I like the flavor of. The potato chips, they taste burnt because I think they cooked a little bit too long. They taste like burnt oil. The blue cheese is the worst part because it's bitter. I've never tried blue cheese before. It doesn't taste how it smells. It doesn't taste like funky, but it tastes bitter. It's too adult for me. I am sorry. I might be there one day in my life. My palate has changed a lot over the years. It has not changed to this level. My bagels are giant. Like, these are the biggest bagels I've ever seen. They're also quite pale, so I think it might be perfect for this. The most satisfying part is how they slice the bagel. It's truly quite something. I really want to do this part correct. I'm already messing up, I think. My bagels are so big that I think this would work out with just bread. If you want to just try this with a roll. Once you're done, you should get... Oh, this is so satisfying. Look at this. I'm gonna do this directly on my baking tray because this is gonna go in the oven. I'm gonna grab some parchment paper. Works every time. And we're gonna put our bagels in here. This is some cream cheese in a piping bag. It's literally just straight up cream cheese. You probably don't have to do it like this, but I don't know how else you would do it. I am going to cut quite a small dip because I don't want this to go everywhere. And I'm gonna fill in the gaps of my bagel. Let's see how difficult it is. Not that difficult. If you really want to fill it up all the way, it takes a lot of cream cheese. We've only done 2. Mine looking a lot messier. Kind of looks like whipped cream. It looks exactly like a cursed tres leches cake. Just pipe the hole. Just pipe the hole. Just vote, just vote. I feel sorry to whoever also knows the reference. What you want to do is open it up a little bit and then put the cream cheese right in the center. But then it has to kind of come out a little bit on top so that you see it from above. Create that effect. Once you get the hang of it, it's kind of easy. Because we're gonna cover everything in butter. Who cares, you know? But this is quite beautiful. It's really like striking visual. So now for the sauce, you're gonna need some melted butter, about maybe 4 tablespoons. We're gonna add the garlic powder. This is just dried herbs. I just picked random ones from my cupboard. And a lot of Parmesan cheese. Okay, the Parmesan is important because you want this. And we're just gonna combine everything. And this is kind of gonna be the special seasoning for our bagels. In the video, they dunk the bagels in the sauce, but then it's fine. I'm just gonna pour it on top. It'll be fine. We're just gonna go kind of like this. Actually, I want to put it in the bottom as well. Instead of seasoning the bagel, I'm seasoning the baking tray. The bagel on top, bagel on top. So I'm gonna use my brush, which I think is gonna make this a lot easier, and to pick up all these Parmesan pieces. It looks really good. It looks almost better than in the video. I think I used a lot of Parmesan, so mine is gonna be extra crusty. I think this is beautiful. So you're supposed to put this in the air fryer for something crazy like 10 minutes. You know how air fryers operate. I'm just gonna put this in the oven because I have an air fryer, but I never use it. It's stressful to use. I feel like I'm always constantly shaking it. I go to bed and I'm like, did I shake my air fryer today? Like I gotta go and give 3 shakes. I retired my air fryer. 10 to 15 minutes until it's like crusty and has some color to it, and then we're gonna try it. I am kind of impressed. It is crunchy. It's a little bit soft because obviously it was in the oven. The Parmesan goes crusty. That is probably the best part. And then wait for this. It has a crusty bottom, but also still buttery. I'm gonna bite into the whole thing. Damn it. It's delicious. It tastes like a hipster 2012 Tumblr bagel. That is the best way to describe this. I don't know if I would get this again, but it is a 10 out of 10. But it's just a lot of work and a lot of effort for something gimmicky, you know? Because in the end, it still tastes like a cream cheese bagel with butter and garlic. It would be the same if I sliced into it. I'm gonna say something crazy. I think the distribution would be better. But the flavor is a 10 out of 10. You can't go wrong with this combination. My favorite thing is honestly the bottom because it's like crusty. Look at this. It's like pull apart. The actual thing that I'm not crazy about is the cream cheese distribution. I feel like some bites don't have enough cream cheese and others have just cream cheese. You can't go wrong with this. It's so good. Just one more bite. This is kind of all my favorite things basically in a recipe. Like butter, honey, bread, sugar. We're gonna be working directly on the baking tray because I don't got time to do more dishes than I already have to. This is the thickest brioche I could find. I'm gonna have to use a serrated knife because that's the only way to cut this without breaking. I want that. Not me slicing my fingers. Okay. I want this sharp edge, you see? A straight cut. That's what we need. I need 90-degree angles in every corner. Wait, which is actually kind of possible. Why is this coming out better than I thought? You can make croutons with this, or... I mean, wait. Why didn't no one ever make breadcrumbs out of brioche? That sounds delicious. This is the hardest part. This has to be so thin. Bread slices after the war. I don't know history. I don't know why I said that. I always get in trouble. People are like, wow, how disrespectful. I don't know. I have no concept of time. I'm just a clown. I did an amazing job at turning this into a square. It's so perfect that it looks like a Rice Krispie treat. So I'm going to try to make 4 of these. And meanwhile, I'm going to be snacking on the leftovers. 2 of them came out perfect. And then the other 2 In the club, we all fam. If you squint your eyes, we all fam. I've softened my butter a little bit in the microwave to the point where it's a little bit towards melting. And I'm gonna be using my brown sugar. My brown sugar is a coconut brown sugar blend. I just had it at home and I'm like, I start to feel sorry for the ingredients that don't get used in my pantry. I was like, why have I not touched the coconut sugar, you know? Brown sugar and butter. We are going to basically combine this until it's like whipped almost. But this is the world's tiniest bowl, so I don't know how easy this will be. You kind of get this smooth, almost like a brown sugar butter, and it's very spreadable, which is exactly what we need. We're gonna add around this much honey. Oh, that is my favorite smell in the entire world. It smells delicious. Look at this silky, smooth. Why is there a bug crawling on me? It's the honey. It's so organic. The bugs are coming for it. And now it's like playing Minecraft. You just wanna butter up your squares and that's it. So now that I've done the bottom, I'm just going to lie it flat where I want it to be because it's not moving anymore. And somehow I think I made exactly the right amount. How? I don't know, just luck. I'm not going too crazy. It's definitely a thin layer. It looks like a giant cinnamon toast crunch. And it kind of smells like it too. Adding cinnamon to this kind of sounds like a good idea. It sounds like it'd be a match made in heaven. But these recipes exist for a reason and they're popular for a reason. You wouldn't tell Picasso, okay, the Mona Lisa looks great. We thought about adding glasses. You kind of forget that they're not perfectly squares now. I'm gonna guess that this is going to take a long time. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe more. I'll report when we get to that perfect color. These look insane. This looks like something you'd be served at a Michelin star restaurant. I'm not exaggerating, but like they look so toasty. Imagine if I ruined this now. Look at that sticky pieces of caramel. Can you just imagine biting into the crunchiness? Okay, but hear me out. This is beautiful. Doll of cream on top and then some caramel. Hear the crunch. Just imagine biting into this. I don't have to imagine. I'm about to do it. Whoa! Oh my god, is that the best thing I've ever eaten ever? It's so good, but it's like nothing should taste this good. The greatest thing we have ever made, possibly ever. You get the crunchy topping on the outside. When you bite into it, it's soft and bready on the inside. It's stretchy and chewy. Infinity out of 10. So I'm gonna start with the rice paper, and I'm not used to using rice paper, so do I get it a little bit wet just to get this soft? Oh my god, if this is gonna stick, I'm gonna be so mad. I really don't know how to use rice papers in food. I never ever use it. This seemed to be what they've done. Why is it shrinking? I'm so confused. Is this supposed to be more wet? I can't move it. Oh, maybe I need to get it wet on both sides. Then I'm gonna use some seaweed to do like a little square in the center. This is going to help us know where we need to place the ingredients. Oh my god, it's stuck. That is not the center. This should be the center, but you get the idea. Wait, why is this sticking already? I'm stressed. I don't think that's gonna be easy. I'm gonna start with a spoon of rice. This is just microwave rice. I'm gonna put it right in the center. We're gonna do some cucumber. I am not going in order whatsoever. Let's just roll with it. 2 pieces of cucumber, a little bit of avocado, for creaminess. This avocado is not quite ready, but we're gonna use it anyways. I'm not using actual raw fish because not for me. And I'm using some smoked salmon, which also not for me, so I don't know why I'm using it, but I want it to be authentic. So I'm gonna do some smoked salmon in here. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. That is basically it. It's actually really easy. If I can fold this, I'll be really happy. Then we're gonna do some Kewpie mayo. Who am I? And some sriracha sauce. And I love spicy stuff, so I go a little bit crazy with the sriracha. This was shockingly easy. We're gonna do a little sprinkle of chives, I think. These are dry. And if this works, I'll be able to fold this. Oh my god, this is actually working. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. It's not gonna be perfect, but it definitely works. Why did I start doing a burrito instead of doing it into a roll like they've done? We have successfully wrapped in here the rice, the veggies, and now this is the most satisfying part. We got sesame seeds, black and white, and I'm just going to roll the rice paper in this. Oh my god, that is going to be beautiful. So I'm going to fry this very lightly in a little bit of maybe sesame oil for some extra flavor, and I'll show you what it looks like. I actually think I used a little bit too much oil because it is a little bit towards greasy, but it is also crispy, which is what I wanted. And it's got hot cucumber in here. I don't know how to feel about that, but let's give it a try. Yeah. They know what they're doing. It is basically a hot sushi roll. It tastes like sushi, but it's hot. It's warm and steamed on the inside. It is not particularly exciting to look at. Like, it doesn't look as good as like a sushi roll, but it is good. The hot cucumber kind of works. I don't know how, but it does. It's creamy, it's got all the textures and all the flavors, and it's spicy, which I love. I have a plastic cup, but I don't have a lid for it. And here I've got the melted dark chocolate. Actually, this is 2 types of chocolate that I melted. This is all I had left. It's a long video. I am going to pour the chocolate. No, wait, I think I should have done this differently. Yeah, kind of on the sides. This is weird. I think that's kind of it. Now you're left with this mess, and you're supposed to move it around until the whole thing is coated. Ugh, my hands are covered. This takes a lot of chocolate. This is very wasteful. I'm using my Lindt chocolate sugar-free. This is my sweet treat before bed. That's like 2 weeks of sweet treats. I've seen people do this on TikTok where they move it around and it kind of covers the whole thing. Oh, wait. That's what it is. Oh my god, that's perfect actually. It doesn't even take that much chocolate. I am an idiot. If this works, this will be a really cool effect. But for that, I need to close every single gap in here. It's actually not too difficult. I managed to do a pretty good job. It's well covered. So now, let's see if there is any excess. I don't think there's a lot of excess, but if there is, it should be coming out now. I could have done a better job. Could have a little bit more chocolate on this side. But honestly, at this point, I give up. I don't want to touch it too much because we will break this and ruin the surprise. And I'm gonna put this in the freezer. Everything I own is covered in chocolate. This was in the freezer not even 10 minutes and it solidified pretty quickly, but I'm doubting that it's actually going to crack in the effect that we want it to crack. Like, I want it to look like broken glass. I've got my milk and I've got my espresso shot. Let me make sure it's well combined. Okay, you see how foamy it is? So I'm gonna pour the milk into the frozen chocolate. It looks pretty good. You see all the foam against the chocolate. I've got my straw ready. If this works, this will crack into like a really beautiful visual effect. Let's try it. Oh, I cracked on this side. Okay, that is kind of satisfying. Oh my god. I feel like I'm opening a portal to the world of dairy. To the cow upside down. The Dairy Queen back rooms. This is pretty satisfying. Oh my god, this one almost came out like a full iceberg. I guess you made a crunchy latte? Look at this. Do you see how it sits in the bottom, kind of like boba? What texture is this gonna give? I mean, I love the experience. Okay, so far it's milk. I'm getting nothing. It's a very similar experience to boba, where you get something crunchy. This is a must do, otherwise it's just milk. I like it. This is a good use of my sugar-free chocolate. And that's the thing, you can use whatever chocolate you prefer. If you want to make it healthier, you can use sugar-free, which is what I've done. The only thing is, first of all, you need a plastic cup, so you have to use plastic. Some people don't like it. Some people think the world is ending either way, and none of this makes sense at this point. We're all doomed. There's no hope anymore. Are my bananas the freshest? No, that will certainly not stop me. I just left them in the fridge for 3 days and they went dark, but they're still fresh on the inside. On the TikTok, they start with banana and it's just sliced banana. My first instinct was to be a hater. Why are we just adding fruit to cereal and calling it the next big trend? Then I thought about it a little bit longer. First of all, it's a good idea. You're adding deliciousness to your cereal. Second of all, I actually have never done this. I've never added toppings on top of my cereal. I don't know why. I've done it with yogurt, just never with milk. So it seems like a good idea. This is some Special K. I think what they do on top is the berries. So I'm gonna add some raspberries. Mine are very poorly washed, so I'm trying not to get an intestinal parasite here. Okay, why is he black? Is he mold? Unless these are chocolate covered raspberries, something's not right here. This is kind of like the base for your loaded cereal, and I think having it on a big bowl like I'm having it makes it even more satisfying. I don't have peanut butter, so I'm just gonna use Biscoff. But it's healthy, you know? So I'm gonna add the Biscoff now. I really don't have peanut butter, you know? This looks insane. This looks delicious. This is a great idea. How did I never think of this? And we're gonna add the milk to our loaded cereal. I'm using real cow milk. I'm not here for the almond milk, the oat milk. I've tried it. We've been there. Everything sucks. Nothing is real. I'm gonna drink the cow milk. I'm sorry. No, let's get a bite of everything. Okay. It's an elevation of cereal for sure. It could be a little bit sweeter. If I was really having something that feels almost dessert, you know, I would add a little bit more of the Biscoff. That is my only criticism. It's an amazing textures. I melted the Biscoff a little bit, so it adds like a nice contrast with the milk. It's pretty great. It's like chunky cereal. I would call this chunky cereal because it feels chunky, it tastes chunky. But most importantly, if you have this every day, you're probably gonna be... I'm gonna stop here, but you know where this was going. So I've got my glass of milk and I've got my strawberry syrup. I don't know if this is gonna work. With coffee, I am confused. This past year on TikTok, I've seen so many combinations with coffee that I find strange. I think strawberry coffee was popular. Orange coffee? What? I feel like we're losing the plot, but I'll try it. This is strawberry syrup. It's actually like one that is made with real strawberry. So I don't know how much to add. Will it be too sweet? Will it even mix? I need this to go pink. Is it mixing? Why is it giving kind of chunky? Oh, maybe I should have done this with hot milk. So I got new batteries in here. Okay, that's a lot more powerful. And I also warmed up the milk because it's not mixing with the syrup. No. Why is it still not mixing? Maybe it's because it's made with real strawberry. It's got real chunks in there because this is supposed to be quite whipped. Oh, it smells very strawberry. I think it just needs more. Which is crazy, but I need it to be more like this. Okay, now it's pink, right? It's foamy. It looks very similar. This is an espresso shot, so let's see. Oh, that is a strange combination. The pink and the brown. I'm not sure, but sure, I'll mix it. So we're gonna add an ice cube to it, just to cool it down a little bit, even though it's not very warm anymore. It was pink for a second. You guys saw. No, not today, not yesterday, not the day before, not in a month from now, no in 10 years, it's no in 25 years, no in 50 years, it's just no. Imagine the whole timeline of time, you know, from the dinosaurs to Elon Musk putting chips in our brains. It's a no. Do you know when you taste something, but the flavors are like separated in your brain? Like you can taste one and the other, but you cannot taste what it's meant to be, like the combination? That's this. It's just wrong. It accentuates the burnt flavor of coffee and it waters down the flavor of strawberry. This kale Caesar sandwich was unescapable on TikTok for a hot minute this year, and we're going to try to make some kind of... The ingredients are the same. It's supposed to be close enough without too much work. Like, we're not making our own Caesar dressing. This sandwich supposedly has its own sauce that is a combination of pesto. This is an organic pesto, that's why it's separated. To the pesto, we're going to add mayo. I think ideally it would be like almost 50-50. We're going to do 50% mayo, 50% pesto. It's supposed to emulsify. And it's basically mayo and pesto. That's it. So I'm going to spread that on each side of the bread. So this is going to be like the moisture seal of the sandwich. I've never tried the official one, the one that's gone viral on TikTok, so I don't know if this is the most accurate. What I can tell you is if it tastes good. It's a big sandwich, so it does need quite a lot of sauce, so you basically will use the entire thing. This is not the only thing we're gonna add, so I'm gonna stop right here. Now that we're at it, I'm gonna already parmesan. Now here we've got my greens. This is supposed to be kale. I cannot find kale, and honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of kale. To this, I'm gonna add some Caesar dressing. It's just supermarket Caesar dressing. It's good enough for me. We're going to toss this. It needs to be like a wet salad. It's really weird, but it's supposed to be like this wet. I'm gonna add some more parmesan on the salad. The secret ingredient to this kale Caesar, the reason why it tastes so addictive and why it's so good, some crispy onions. Crunchy onions, whatever you call them. This is going to make the kale edible. I'm gonna start by putting the chicken in it. This looks good. And then our secret ingredient, kale salad. I'm not the biggest fan of Caesar dressing, so if I like this, I will be very shocked. If we did this right, this will be pretty similar. Wait, because it is giving. I like the look of it. The pesto Genius. It is insane. I'm salivating. One of the greatest combinations in a sandwich that I've ever had. I truly 100% get the hype. Also, why is these lights flickering behind me? I have a ghost. There's a ghost in here. I just know. I don't like dark greens and I don't like Caesar dressing. And I love this. That's all you need to know. I think this is one of those times where every single ingredient is paired perfectly, that it just works. That's why this is an insanely popular item. I definitely recommend you guys try this. The 50% mayo, 50% pesto sauce, it will change your life. You can literally use this for anything. This on top of French fries with some parmesan, I might actually pass out. This is insane. Here I've got my 0% faye. They're really stressed with how we pronounce it. The CEO is gonna sue me if I keep saying what I usually say. Something interesting happened. I ordered a sugar-free jello powder, and you know when they replaced the groceries because they don't have the item? They replaced it with lemon sugar-free. So they kept the sugar-free part, but this is not the pudding mixes. This is jello. I have some vanilla pudding mix, you know when you add water to make vanilla pudding, so I might try it with this, or no, I'm not gonna do this, even though that would be fun. So I'm gonna add this. Problem is I don't know how much. Oh, it smells nice. And this one is not sugar free, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna add the Splenda like they did in the video. Wait, mine is making the pudding yellow? As long as this is still fluffy, I don't mind. Why is mine so yellow? I'm so confused. Oh wait, it might work. Never mind, this works. Mine is not really going fluffy. This is supposed to be fluffy. Mine is creamy. Look at this. Mine is super creamy. Maybe it's because it's not a sugar-free one. No, that should not matter. I think it needs more. But it kind of works. It's just gonna go very yellow, I think. Oh, it's getting really, really thick. We haven't even added the baking powder, which is what it's supposed to make it fluffy, but it's already going kind of fluffy. Do you see? I don't know if it's going to taste any good, especially because we're not using the exact right ingredients. It definitely is going fluffy. Look at this. And hopefully when we add the baking powder, this is now going to, if we add too much, it's going to make it salty. It's going to rise a little bit, make it extra fluffy. We have successfully made fluffy. Mine is fluffy and creamy. Look at this. Let me give it a try first. Let me see if it needs anything else. That is salty. I put too much baking powder. Wait, let's add Splenda. That is so salty. I feel like I've just tasted the ocean. I tasted the vanilla bean dipped in the ocean. Okay, let's see with the sugar now. Consistency is still fluffy with after the Splenda. Look, this yogurt goes upside down. Let's give it a try. Okay, better, but I'm not gonna lie. I overdid it with the baking powder. There's no way I can remove it now. I can basically add more ice cream or more custard and more Splenda. It was just too much. At this point, I'm like, should we just add the jello? anything to improve this. Oh, it's going radioactive. I know you've heard about fluffy yogurt, but what about radioactive one? That's kind of slight. It tastes like lemon candy when it's supposed to be a healthy breakfast. The texture? Enjoyable. I just gotta try this differently. And that was it for today's video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. These videos are a lot of work. There's a lot of recipes, a lot of ingredients, a lot of planning. But the payoff is incredible because I get to try new things, I get to try new dishes, and I get to tell you my opinion on them. If you want to keep seeing this in the future, you know what to do. Give the video a like, and I truly mean that. That is how I measure if you guys want to watch a video again or not. Leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is the best way to support the content. I just want to say something really quickly. This is my Webby Award from 2021. It's not quite yet award season, but it's coming up. I'm not asking you to vote yet, and this is not sponsored or anything. In fact, this is going to make it more difficult because I'm getting more competition. If you make content, if you're a content creator, you might want to submit your work. So I'm going to put in the description down below. If you want to apply, please do, because I think it's beautiful that something exists to reward the hard work that we put into the videos. This doesn't apply to you, just forget about it. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.